Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Just when the other two universe masters tried to fly to the end of the miniature universe to destroy it, the chaos airflow crushed all of the 6,000 universe knights. This. Both of the universe masters were terrified, as they knew it was a huge issue now. Master of Banff glared at Luo Feng. Reckless. Of course I am reckless. Luo Feng shouted. You're all trying to kill me, so why should I show any mercy? I killed them and now, I'm killing you. The endless chaos airflow flooded toward Luo Feng in the miniature universe. Luo Feng's godly body became more than 600 miles tall, and the blood ghost blade became several hundred miles long. The chaos airflow infused the blood ghost blade, and there was a blurry shadow around the blade. Take this. Luo Feng roared. Kill me. How arrogant you are. Master of Banff dashed toward Luo Feng with his spear. The attack Master of Banff had was affecting space and time with the help of Luo sector. As for the attack from Luo Feng, it had the power of the miniature universe, and was backed by the ultimate technique Golden Light. When they hit each other, the power turned everything around them hollow, the chaos airflow, the green light from Luo sector, and the particles were all blocked outside. Master of Banff almost bounced away, while Luo Feng only took 2 steps back. Ha ha ha. Luo Feng laughed and raced forward again. What? Master of Banff had his eyes wide open. He hadn't expected to be at a disadvantage. At the level of Master of Banff, the moves were extremely quick, and they hit each the other dozens of times in only 3 seconds. Master of Banff was at a disadvantage every time. When they hit each other for the final time, the miniature universe was completely gone, followed by the chaos airflow. Ha ha, laughed Luo Feng. Master of Banff, I can't kill you, so there's no point in fighting you. I'll leave first. Luo Feng shook his wing and flew into the distance like a streak of light. His voice was resounding. Don't run. Master of Banff roared and chased Luo Feng like a streak of light. Luo sector tried to stop Luo Feng as well. However, Luo Feng's Shawu wings broke the resistance from the Luo sector, and he kept flying faster and faster. Though he didn't have fast acceleration, he reached light speed when Master of Banff was around 6,000 miles away from him. They continued flying, remaining 6,000 miles away from each other. Luo Feng used the miniature universe this time. He manipulated the chaos airflow and killed more than 6,000 universe knights. It only took him 6 seconds to finish the entire process, and he was talking to Master of Banff during that. When the miniature universe lasted for 9 seconds, Luo Feng stopped the godly power, and the miniature universe dissipated. 10% of Luo Feng's godly body was gone because of that. Unfortunately, they are too far from me, and I can't take their true treasures, Luo Feng whispered while flying, and he was smug. Of course he was smug. It would be an incident that would never be forgotten in the universe. He had killed more than 6,000 universe knights, the weakest being senior universe knights at once. Such an event was extremely rare, even in the entire long history of wars in the universe. More than 6,000 universe knights attempted to encircle Luo Feng, yet he had killed them all at once. This was something that had never happened before. In the history of the universe, the powers would fight each other, and a supreme being would race to their enemies' homes and be slaughtered. Luo Feng looked back and transmitted his voice. Master of Banff, you can't do anything. Why are you still chasing me? Damn it. Master of Banff refused to give up. It was a major issue now. This wasn't a war related to the survival of races. This was just an attempt to kill Luo Feng, and yet the 3 pinnacle races had suffered such losses. Master of Banff was infuriated. Thousand Treasures River. Luo Feng kept flying to Thousand Treasures River, and Thousand Treasures River, and Floating Mountain Ocean continued colliding with each other. Finally, Luo Feng flew into the domain of Thousand Treasures River. Ha ha, Luo Feng looked back at Master of Banff. Why aren't you chasing me anymore? Don't be smug, Luo Feng. Master of Banff spat angrily in a hoarse voice. I do admire your power. It's indeed incredible that you created a supreme technique. However, it's not going to end this way. You killed more than 6,000 universe knights of the three races. Do you really think they're going to let this go? I guess I'll wait and see. Luo Feng grinned. Master of Banff glared at Luo Feng. You won't be able to handle it. Really? Luo Feng smiled and flew toward the center of Thousand Treasures River. Master of Banff turned around and flew away. Since he controlled Luo sector, the valuables left by the dead 6,000 universe knights flew toward him. However, the valuables were only able to move at less than 180,000 miles per second. It would take a long time for all the valuables to reach him. Primal Chaos City leader sensed something wrong when he saw the miniature universe. Did Master of Banff create supreme technique? He wondered aloud. Luo Feng's in deep trouble this time. It seems that soul control and soul penetration both have failed, and if the body of Luo Feng dies, the true treasures will be lost. He went out. Primal Chaos City leader saw that the universe dissipated, and was Luo Feng flying toward him. However, Thousand Treasures River wasn't able to detect the valuables left by the dead universe knights, because of the resistance from Luo sector. However, what Master of Banff said spread to Thousand Treasures River. Master of Banff said, I do admire your power. It's indeed incredible that you created a supreme technique. However, it's not going to end this way. You killed more than 6,000 universe knights of the three races. Do you really think they're going to let this go? Primal Chaos City leader was truly amazed. Luo Feng heard a voice from Thousand Treasures River. Luo Feng. Teacher, said Luo Feng. Did you perform that supreme technique of Universe Masters? Yes, I did, Luo Feng admitted. You killed all those Universe Knights? Yes, I did. None of them survived, answered Luo Feng. Primal Chaos City leader went silent. Luo Feng had been able to perform a supreme technique. He had killed more than 6,000 Universe Knights with one strike. Even Primal Chaos City leader was dazed by such a piece of news. It was a miracle. Anything can happen in the universe, Primal Chaos City leader whispered, and then he transmitted his voice. Luo Feng, from now on, you're a universe master. I am actually not a universe master yet, said Luo Feng. Luo Feng needed to hide the truth from the other races. However, he didn't need to hide it from his teacher, and his teacher would be able to tell the difference. You're a universe master now, said Primal Chaos City leader. What do you think the difference is between you and a real universe masters? Even if you become one in the future, you're just going to get a stronger godly body and gain control over space and time. It won't have a huge impact on your amplification even if you become a universe master. Luo Feng understood what his teacher was talking about. When other great beings became universe masters, they would have stronger godly bodies and better law comprehension, and thus, they were able to create more powerful techniques, which made them much stronger than universe overlords. However, the case was different for Luo Feng. Luo Feng's technique was already a supreme technique of universe masters, and even if he became a universe master, he would just have purer godly power. And control over space and time didn't help anything in combat between universe masters. Though Master of Banff found it really puzzling, he still told Bug Empress the news. Empress, Luo Feng just performed a supreme technique of universe masters, and the power was so strong that it formed a gigantic world with a diameter of 6 billion miles. All the universe knights within that range died. Actually, he hadn't needed to pass the news at all. When all the universe knights disappeared at the same time, the races within the three alliances were already furious and shouting. The universe masters of the three alliances roared. Do you really think our alliances can still walk around the universe if Luo Feng stays alive? It's a disgrace. A disgrace to our alliances. We need to kill Luo Feng. Kill him now. How? Do you think the Hong Alliance are fools? The universe masters kept debating. They all agreed that it was a disgrace. Other powers would see them as jokes, and Luo Feng would gain his fame by using the three alliances as stepping stones, which could not be tolerated by the universe masters from the three alliances. Dream Demon Ancestor, Bug Empress, and Father God met each other again, and started to discuss what to do. It was as if that the ancient sky were frozen, creating a horribly depressive atmosphere. 4 minds became 4 huge phantoms and arrived at 3 different locations. A being with a gigantic silver snake's head and a strange beast covered with a sawtooth shell appeared in one location. A breathtaking being appeared at another location. A giant, oval-shaped phantom was at another. We all know what happened already. The voice of the breathtaking being, Bug Empress, was still gentle and seductive as usual. Luo Feng performed a supreme technique of a universe master, and created a miniature universe, and all the 6,000-something universe knights trapped inside were killed instantly. He also defeated Master of Banff, and went back to the 1,000 Treasures River of his teacher, Primal Chaos City Leader. Empress, Master of Banff, you chose this, the black oval phantom said angrily. A hoarse voice came from the strange, sawtooth-shelled beast. Bug Empress, it said, Master of Banff executed that, and your alliance should bear more responsibilities. The voice from Bug Empress sounded cold. You've agreed to this. Besides, who could have expected Luo Feng to perform a supreme technique of a universe master? Even if it had been a universe master from your races, it wouldn't have done a better job. The other 2 demon ancestors and Father God from the automaton race understood this, but they had lost too much this time. Only a few of the fallen 6,000 universe knights had multiple body techniques. Besides, Luo Feng had killed an additional 800, meaning there were around 7,000 universe knights to be resurrected. And they were at least senior universe knights. This was a terrific figure. The issue had to do with the distribution of responsibilities, which was why the beings of the demon race and the automaton race brought up the fact that Master of Banff had fallen short, following which, they could demand more. Humph! Bug Empress snorted. We'll resurrect the universe knights of our own. Don't even think about asking us, the Bug Alliance, to revive more. Empress, said the being with the giant snake's head. We, the Demon Alliance, sent the most universe knights this time. More than half of the universe knights on that original star were of the Demon Alliance. And more than half of the universe knights who died were from Demon Alliance. We contributed the most, and now, we're responsible for the most. Not fair. We didn't force you to send so many universe knights, said Bug Empress. You sent all those universe knights voluntarily, and now, it's your responsibility to bear the consequence. Besides, we agreed before that we would be responsible for our own universe knights who died. Nobody expected that so many universe knights would die. They all thought that only few universe knights would die. They only realized that they'd been wrong after Luo Feng's Mosha body had shown up. They could still have dealt with the death toll at that point. However, the one-time massacre at the end had left them hurting. And now, they were quarreling with each other. Even supreme beings like Universe Supreme Masters wouldn't acquiesce easily when it came to race interests. Plus, the stakes were huge this time. Resurrecting one senior Universe Knight would severely injure a Universe Master. Only those Universe Masters, with gigantic godly bodies like World Tree and Mountain Giant were able to revive more. The size of godly bodies determined the number of Universe Knights that a Universe Master was able to revive. The larger their godly bodies were, the more they were able to revive. However, there were around 7,000 Universe Knights. The dead Universe Overlords alone were a huge burden to those 4 Universe Supreme Masters, and there were only so many Universe Masters within the 3 alliances. They wouldn't be able to resurrect all those Universe Knights even if all of them were injured. In my opinion, said the oval-shaped phantom, we should stop arguing and go ask 9 Remoteness Master for help. 9 Remoteness Masters 9 remote ocean rivals a supreme true treasure, and it's totally able to resurrect 7,000 Universe Knights. The more one resurrects, the more serious the backlash from the universe would be, said the silver snake-headed being. 9 Remote Master is indeed able to withstand the backlash using his 9 Remoteness Ocean. However, most of the universe knights who died haven't been to 9 Remoteness Ocean, which means 9 Remoteness would have to come here to resurrect them. 9 Remote Ocean cannot be moved. A godly body made by 9 Remoteness Master. His godly bodies are able to revive a universe knight initially, but the backlash will be much stronger later. And he might not be able to revive one universe knight. All of them went quiet. The universe would punish those who turned back time to revive great beings, as it was against the universe operation law. The more one went against it, the more serious the punishment would be, as it was provoking the universe origin. Of course, 9 Remoteness Ocean was able to withstand it. Unfortunately, 9 Remoteness Ocean couldn't be moved. We can't let all the universe masters revive the universe knights, said the oval-shaped phantom. It'll severely weaken our alliances, but we can't take too long to revive them, as we've already made a promise. I think we can go ask those universe masters of special life forms. Our alliances have several, and the Northern Territory Alliance and the Ancestral God School have many more. Each of them is able to resurrect more than 100 universe knights, and will be responsible for those universe overlords, after which we can revive some universe knights. The universe supreme masters quickly reached an agreement. It was the plan that was least costly. The responsibilities would be distributed equally. Each alliance lost 1 pinnacle domain type true treasure, which pained those universe supreme masters. The plan to resurrect universe knights is settled, said the Black Phantom. We need to talk about that Luo Feng now. We have to kill Luo Feng, said Bug Empress. He has the multiple bodies technique, and he has tremendous power, said the strange, saw-tooth-shelled beast in an old, raspy voice. Even universe masters can't deal with him, unless we go kill him ourselves. However, there are only 4 of us. There's no way we should all go. Yet we won't be able to catch him if only one of us goes. Regardless, I agree with you, Bug Empress. We suffered great losses this time, and our alliances will be seen as a joke to other powers in the universe. We need to kill at least one of his bodies. I agree, Sam the beast with the silver snake's head. Kill one of his bodies and take his true treasures, said the oval phantom. Otherwise, we'll be laughed at forever. Luo Feng has a Mosha body, said the beast in his old voice, and he's extremely fast. We might not be able to catch him. Even if he can get out of original stars, said Bug Empress, we'll keep hunting him, and we'll kill him and seize his true treasures. They all understood that Luo Feng killing all those universe knights had already brought shame upon them. Even if killing one of Luo Feng's bodies didn't help much, they would become a complete joke if they couldn't even kill one body of Luo Feng. Ask other universe masters to track Luo Feng. We'd better constrain him. Dream Tea, you'll be responsible for it. Okay. On original star number 02933, a blurry shadow of Primal Chaos City Leader materialized in front of Luo Feng, within Thousand Treasures River. The real body of Primal Chaos City Leader was more than 18 billion miles away from Luo Feng. Teacher, you want me to court death? Luo Feng was shocked. Our alliance all cheered what you did, and I would have done the same thing if I were you, said the phantom of Primal Chaos City Leader. However, the 3 alliances were the ones who did wrong first, so they couldn't respond excessively. Luo Feng nodded. Universe masters were usually forbidden to commit mass slaughtering among superpowers. Otherwise, it would be provoking another power, which might eventually lead to war. However, the 3 alliances had wanted to kill Luo Feng first, so it wouldn't lead to war. But they need to save face, continued Primal Chaos City Leader. Those 3 alliances suffered such great losses from you. If they just let it go, they'll be ridiculed by the entire universe. They will attack you again, and a universe supreme master might arrive. To save face, they must kill you, even if they only kill one of your bodies. You can put all your true treasures with other bodies and send one of your bodies, like Mosha body, and let him court death. It'll only take a little bit of your godly power, and those 3 alliances can publicly claim that they killed you. Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Luo Feng. What do you think? Luo Feng pondered what Primal Chaos City Leader had said. He wasn't a fool. If it weren't for the plan he already had, he would have said yes. After all, it wasn't a shame at all for Mosha body to die at the hands of a universe supreme master. Unfortunately, it would go against his blood cloud plan. Teacher, I won't fight them, said Luo Feng, but I won't just walk to my own death. Teacher, you know what I'm capable of. I can certainly get out of the original star easily. Even if you do, they'll keep hunting you, said Primal Chaos City leader. Just let your Mosha body die, and get it over with. Thousand Treasure River condensed to form a blurred image of Primal Chaos City leader, who was smiling as he spoke. Your opponent killed you so easily, and of course, they knew that you allowed yourself to be killed on purpose. But they wanted face. You are a new and upcoming individual, so bowing down to the three top powers was not a big deal. But this time, over 6,000 universe knights were killed in one go. It is news big enough to shock the entire universe. Your fame has skyrocketed. No single great being would dare belittle you anymore, including the universe supreme beings. Luo Feng nodded. Even if the enemies were the three great alliances, even if they wanted to kill Luo Feng, they had to admit, not one of them dared to underestimate him. Teacher, allowing my Mosha body out would be equivalent to asking me to watch it get killed by our opponents, without doing anything to help. Luo Feng shook his head. Courting death in such a manner is not my cup of tea. Even if they were to kill me in the future, they would have to do so with true capability. Since you have made up your mind, I will not stop you, said Primal Chaos City leader. It's just that the bad blood between you and the three great alliances will continue to intensify. Luo Feng smiled and said, there is nothing to fear, even if there is much hatred. His smile carried absolute confidence. He had established a name for himself within the universe, but he had relied solely on himself to achieve all these. Of course he was not afraid of any great being. Good. Primal Chaos City leader's blurred image nodded and replied, what should be done? You just go ahead and do it. Yes. Luo Feng gave a slanted smile and right away, he started to summon his Mosha body out, while his original earthling body went back into the world ring. Luo Feng's Mosha body flashed continuously. Being within the Thousand Treasure River domain did not cause any interference to his speed at all. Luo Feng was able to maintain a speed of a few million miles per second, and it only took him a minute or two to make it to the next nearest whirlpool tunnel. There were a total of 10,081 whirlpool tunnels on every original star, and the distance between two such whirlpool tunnels was approximately 600 million miles. Time to go. Luo Feng went through this whirlpool tunnel immediately, and arrived at another original star number 0829. Mosha Luo Feng displayed his talent technique, domain once again, and within a mere 5 minutes, he went through another whirlpool tunnel and arrived at another original star. Domain was an uncommon talent technique that only gifted ones could possess. Some could not be mastered even with due diligence. Just like the talent technique of dividing bodies, a skill that made many universe masters go green with envy. Domain allowed Mosha body to fuse with space in an instant and break away thereafter. Why was the fusion possible? It was because the Mosha body possessed a life crystal, with 10,081 different planes. Before its transformation, it might have reached a consensus with the space laws and thus possessed heightened senses, but it was still unable to fuse with space. Upon absorbing the essence of the heart of space, however, this life crystal had started to undergo changes. That was when it had gained the ability to completely fuse with space. Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Beings were unable to completely fuse with space and were thus unable to become a part of space. About 10 minutes after Luo Feng left original star number 02933, a towering and winding, gigantic silver snake emerged from the whirlpool tunnel and remained suspended in mid-air. Limitless power spread throughout the entire original star within a split second. Unbelievable willpower shrouded the whole original star. In the brief moment, he had taken control over all of time and space on this part of the original star. The control over time and space by Universe Masters was always a far cry when compared to that of Universe Supreme Beings, who were even able to bring about a temporary withdrawal of universe laws. Of course, original stars were situated nearest the land of origins of the universe. The universe origins could not be defied or provoked. In the land of origins, not even universe supreme beings could teleport about, and one's flying speed was unable to surpass the speed of light. After all, if one were to engage in a fight with the universe origins, even the mightiest universe supreme beings would be on the losing end. Dream Demon Ancestor. All the universe masters, including Primal Chaos City Leader and Long Yang Master, showed their respects. Primal Chaos City Leader, where is your disciple, Luo Feng? Dream Demon Ancestor's voice was transmitted through space and immediately resonated in Primal Chaos City Leader's ears. My disciple, Luo Feng, left this original star earlier. Primal Chaos City Leader smiled. Since Dream Demon Ancestor is here, Long Yang Master and I shall take our leave. Let's go. Primal Chaos City Leader and Long Yang Master sped toward the whirlpool tunnel that was not far behind them and made their exit from this original star through the tunnel. Humph! A grunt resonated throughout the entire original star. Dream Demon Ancestor sneered after them, enraged. All of you 9 universe masters must start heading out to the other original stars, he ordered. Search every original star you get to and find Luo Feng. Understood. Universe masters were highly efficient when it came to conducting searches. The moment they arrived at the various original stars, they would gain control of time and space right away. At that point, scouring the entire planet was a piece of cake. Luo Feng's Mosha body and other disguises would all be rendered useless. Besides, all 3 alliances had each sent close to 10 universe masters to conduct large-scale searches. After all, during the opening of the original stars, there were already a sizable number of universe masters entering the stars in search of treasures. The only trouble was that flying from one whirlpool tunnel to another was quite time-consuming. One after the other, universe masters were arriving. They all started to us, control of time and space, which shocked the numerous universe knights who were clueless about the major event that had brought about this large-scale search. However, very quickly, they all caught wind of the news of the unbelievable event that had happened on original star number 02933. Such a major event would never be able to be kept under wraps. Furthermore, the Hong Alliance had been adding fuel to the fire, hence causing the news to spread even faster. Luo Feng has defeated Master of Banff. With one stance of his talent technique, he killed over 6,000 universe knights, and those were all at least at the level of senior universe knights. There were even a few universe overlords. This is not a joke, right? It's true. The news is already spreading. Over 6,000 universe knights, all killed with one move. Has Luo Feng become a universe master? God. Blade River Emperor. Wrong. He should now be Blade River Master. Back when I was in the Ancestral God School, in the virtual space above the open public square, I witnessed his fight against Bark Mirror Emperor. It happened not too long ago, probably only around 20,000 years. Since then he has become a universe master. What a miracle. What unbelievable defiance. This Luo Feng, he is so powerful. Over 6,000 universe knights. If I could kill over 6,000 universe knights in one move, my name would be remembered throughout the universe, and countless races would come to know me and continue to spread my name. If this is the case, even if I were to be annihilated right away, I would do so with a most willing heart. You must be out of your mind. The explosive news hit the billions of races like a tornado, and drove countless great beings into a frenzied state. This was practically a fairy tale. The unbelievable rate at which Luo Feng had risen was what made countless universe knights look up to him. He now stood on the highest pinnacle, shoulder to shoulder with all the other universe masters. Of one accord, they all started to address Luo Feng as Blade River Master. Luo Feng was indeed stepping on the 3 major races, and had defeated over 6,000 universe knights to become a legend who shocked the universe. It was equivalent to announcing to the trillions of races, I, Luo Feng, have officially joined the ranks of pinnacle great beings of the vast universe. Among the hills in original star number 03129, a being wearing a blood-red battle robe and a mask, with a pair of golden horns on his head and a tail extending out from behind his robe, made himself comfortable by leaning against a mound behind him. Luo Feng smiled. So comfortable. With his Mosha body, he continuously went through one whirlpool tunnel to the next at high speed. After 3 consecutive transfers through 3 different whirlpool tunnels, he decided to remain on original star number 03129, where he quickly put his Mosha body back in his world ring and let his golden horned beast body take the form of Blood Cloud Palace Master before coming out. Now, Mosha body and his original Earthling body are in the world ring, while on the outside, there was Blood Cloud Palace Master. The renowned Blood Cloud Palace Master. Luo Feng leaned against the mound and laughed out loud. How carefree. It was such a chore being on the run previously, where he also had many things to take account for. For example, taking care not to compromise any of the Hong Alliance's benefits. Now that he had a change in identity, transforming into Blood Cloud Palace Master, he did not need to worry about anything more, since Blood Cloud Palace Master already was everyone's enemy. This sort of freedom to wander about anywhere in a carefree manner was satisfying. Luo Feng stretched out his hands, and a long shuttle with red lines appeared. One end of the shuttle was thick while the other was sharp, and it seemed very ordinary. In fact, this was Star Tower in another form after being disguised by Blood Cloud Pearl. Blood Cloud Pearl was extremely powerful in its ability to use disguises, but of course, the disguises would not be too far off the mark to be considered ridiculous. For instance, it would be impossible to disguise Star Tower as a domain-type true treasure. That would not work out. Star Tower was originally in the shape of a tower with a thick lower end and a sharp top. It was just slightly disguised into the form of an ancient, long shuttle. Henceforth, this long shuttle was Blood Cloud Palace Master's new weapon. Luo Feng had lain in the same spot leisurely for more than an hour when a towering figure suddenly stepped through the whirlpool tunnel. He had a strong and burly build, and was quite manlike except for the fact that on his head were 9 fiery-red tentacles, and each tentacle was entwined with a flame. His eyes resembled flaming red rubies. He was the famous Sinking Fire Master. Immeasurable power was unleashed within a split second and fell upon the entire original star. Across the original star, universe knights from the various powers of the universe initially felt shocked, but the next moment, they were all discussing amongst themselves. Ah, a universe master. A universe master has arrived. Could it be looking for Blade River Master, Luo Feng, too? Obviously, they had all heard the news that at that moment, universe masters of the Demon Alliance, the Bug Clan Alliance, and the Automaton Race Alliance were conducting a large-scale search for Luo Feng. As the search went on, universe masters of the other top powers, who were on the 10,081 original stars, joined in the fun of watching what was going to happen. They were all curious to know whether, in the end, the 3 great alliances' efforts would come to naught, or if they would finally succeed in killing Luo Feng. Sinking Fire Master stood in mid-air, and took control over time and space in this original star to search for Luo Feng, yet he discovered another presence. What a familiar aura! What familiar power! What familiar armor! What a familiar mask! A hint of shock flashed in Sinking Fire Master's eyes as he exclaimed, Blood Cloud Palace Master. If Luo Feng's offense was that he was too ruthless in his approach toward the 3 major alliances, then Blood Cloud Palace Master could be said to have created an even bigger storm. He was practically the nightmare of trillions of races within the universe's public enemy. Various universe knights and universe overlords had died at his hands. Even universe masters had been killed by him. I have found Blood Cloud Palace Master. Blood Cloud Palace Master is now on original star number 03129. Sinking Fire Master immediately transmitted the news to his other higher-ups of Demon Alliance, including Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor. This video will end here.